It's Cash Talk today. Yeah.
Woohoo! It's really not. You know what's going to happen.
Welcome
there.
to the channel of
If it becomes
PACIFIC414.
Cash Talk, a certain Doc
Watch
Hop
it, young man. I can
Throw
turn the
yourself
show
onto the
around.
subscribe button, submit yourself to the live streams, gaming streams, and so much more.
Interrupting me.
Pathetic earthlings. I command you.
Okay, sorry about that.
Don't make me turn the show around. I will do it, young man.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
No, we're not there yet.
Now?
No, man, we're not there yet.
He's going to turn into the Gregory Peck brothers.
I mean, Cash Talk got a very important message.
Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
Oh, my.
I mean, we got to go, man. Are we there yet?
Pop Talk is where it's at, baby.
That's right, baby.
It's somewhere, all right, Baron. It's
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh,
Due to adult
oh,
knowledge and humor,
quiet,
following
you
content
quiet.
may
I
be
could mute
suitable
you.
for any viewers under the age of 18. Viewer
This is
discretion is strongly advised. The
You're
views
not-
and opinions expressed during the following live stream or video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
Screw you. There.
Baron Orman Tagge, Cashmoney007,
tell me that?
PACIFIC414 are
Maybe it's
here
you.
to bring you all the pop culture and entertainment news,
What's with the voiceover?
rumor,
Oh,
opinion,
Oh,
discussion,
man. Did everybody
watch
get drunk
party,
today?
reviews, reactions on PACIFIC414 Pop
No, everybody,
Talk.
we didn't have our nap before the show. We're cranky. We're old.
yeah, I mean, I overslept this morning, and
I threw a Godzilla.
I almost
Welcome,
quit the show.
one and all.
Thank you, Cash.
Yeah,
for making
you
sure I
you
go
hear
to the
that?
show.
You hear that? He forgot about the show. He forgot
Yeah.
about the show that we have every Wednesday and every Sunday.
No, I just got lost in
We
the
haven't had a
time.
set time, Baron. We haven't had a set time every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Come on, man.
Really? Okay. I mean, I'm
Come on,
Get,
man.
get with the program. Get
I
with the
blame it on
program.
the meds. Hey, but I'm still here. I'm like Cash.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
made it
yeah.
on time.
Well, so did Cash. So did
Well,
Cash.
this
Come on, give him
time.
credit.
This time. Cash Talk.
He still made it. He still made it.
I know.
I remember what time, dude. It's Wednesday, 3
Yeah, well,
p.m.
so-
my time is when this thing usually starts.
I know but you were at least you got me here. I mean, I have to say that he.
Yeah, well, you were getting involved in a Grand Theft Auto mod.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Police.
the police mod. Yeah, I mean that's great. I
That
mean,
police mod. Yeah,
that's the one I keep on saying about that Steve the Gamer 55's doing. But he
I
has
don't.
he
yeah,
has one computer. He has one computer set up just for GTA.
See, There's that
One
one computer.
computer just for GTA, and then he's got his other computers. It's like, my God,
That's
and he's
crazy.
got that thing overclocked. I mean, it's beautiful to look at, but there's no way I can get this
That
computer
is
going that way
crazy,
right
dude.
now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane, but it's fun. It's fun.
I don't-
It's fun.
I don't trust that Padawannabe for some reason. I don't know why.
No, there's a,
Oh, he's a good dude. He's a good supporter of the channel.
yeah, he's
I have a
replacing
bad
me.
feeling about him.
I think he's replacing me after I said, "Oh, I almost forgot about the show." I didn't forget about the show. I just,
I mean, come on. Mike still got his war paint on. What's going on?
Yeah,
War
man. Oh,
paint.
great.
You hear that, YouTube? As in, a symbol of. Forget it. Screw you, YouTube. That's it. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Hi.
Well, speaking of YouTube, it has been interesting considering my live stream of Tomb Raider last night, Rise of the Tomb Raider, where
Yes.
when that stream ended, it had 28 views. I wake up this morning
Yeah.
and it has over 400 views.
What the?
There's something fishy going on.
What is going
was-
on?
This was
Well,
Which
no,
one
it-
was this on? This is on the
YouTube.
on the-
Rise of the
I
Tomb
don't-
Raider.
I don't.
The one
I don't think it might be bots though. I think somebody just really wanted to watch that game. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know.
It does
I've
seem
I've
fishy,
had it
but-
happen before last year, where all of a sudden Pop Talk,
Eh,
a couple episodes got hot, and
Yeah,
a few
well.
of my game streams got hot,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
guess
Maybe I
it's
hit the algorithm
possible.
right. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, you did it.
But
You
I'm
did the
always
algorithm.
I'm
That's
always
it.
suspicious whenever I see a big increase, especially
Yeah.
after the stream
Yeah.
ends and it had close to 30 views.
Congratulations. You're making it big time, man.
Yay. Yep.
Yay.
So in a few days, those subscribers should jump up on YouTube because I have this feeling they're going to be jumping up on Rumble somewhere.
Well, you know what it was? It's because he's playing Tomb Raider.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
that's 411, man. Wow.
You want to know something? I've enjoyed playing the Tomb Raider games from 2010, the one from 2013, the one from 2015, and then of course Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Yeah,
yeah, I still think Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a good game from everything I've seen. I don't. It doesn't give me the impression that's a crappy game that some people have said. So whatever.
You know what he wants to watch it for. Watch it wiggle, see it jiggle.
I don't
kind of like Paul and his vampire.
Oh boy,
vampire, whatever they are.
Oh god,
he's always going to have long hair, and it's going to be a redhead, and it's going to be a vampire. So
long, luxurious red hair. Let's not forget that, Cash. Long, luxurious red hair.
Now, granted, I'm for 2 of the 3 of that.
All right.
Sexy elf with long hair, or whatever it is, but not a vampire. Leave that out.
Oh, come on. You don't want her to suck the life out of you?
Well, I met a girl one time. Never mind.
That's a story for another day.
That's a Rumble story. By the way, hi everybody on Rumble. How you guys doing? Now you got to bump those numbers up on that side. YouTube was beating you guys. You can't let that happen. And Kick. Hi, Kick. I don't know much about you guys.
Yes. We are live on both Rumble and Kick. And as a matter of fact, good evening and welcome one and all to this edition of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk, along with Cashmoney007, Baron Orman Tagge. I am your host, Mike. We've got several stories to talk about. So talk about it on YouTube, and then others we will talk about on Rumble exclusively.
Yes.
During the third hour. So there's 2 hours on Kick and YouTube, just like last week. Well, last week it was more.
I think
of an
Kick
hour
even
show,
has more craziness going on, but I don't know.
Oh,
Have you decided to test the limits on Kick yet?
No, I have not.
We love you, Kick.
Hey, I like everybody who supports the channel. I don't care where they watch.
Yeah, but I'm thankful for the 3 FBI agents that follow me all the time. It's great, The new one that took over, the one that
Fred, Barney, and Irvin.
Yeah, well, the one that took over for the one that retired, that went to a retirement party for. It's a nice, good looking lady. I mean, I have to sit you guys up with her. She knows how to frisk. Let's put it that way.
About that, Baron, I will decline.
I
don't know, Baron. That sounds shady. Well,
yeah, it sounds sus.
Well, I can't help it if I've been on the FBI, watch list for a while. I mean, geez, you send enough letters to celebrities and get enough restraining orders. All of a sudden, it's like look across the street. It's like, oh, they said on the car, it's kind of a warm day. I'm going to order something for them. They like that too. I mean, when you order stuff and they show up with the Uber, not the Uber, but the DoorDash, and they take a liking to you, and you start finding out about them. You get all these texts going, "Hey, how's it going?" It's like, "Yeah, not bad. You guys okay out there? You need anything?" No. Hey, here's a picture of my family. Hey, good looking family.
Well, that took a turn.
Yeah, it did. So I'm going to go ahead and say hello to everyone who's been patiently waiting in the chat. And first person I'm going to say hello to is Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000. Hello to you. And Darius Munchausen. Good to see you, brother. How are you doing on this Wednesday?
It's Wednesday?
Yes, Baron. It's Wednesday. It's been Wednesday all day.
More and more, I creep closer to the Reverend Gilman.
Come on, Baron. You know what day it is. Come on.
And I also want to say hello to Angry Canadian. Thank you for stopping by both the YouTube and Rumble side. last night during Rise of the Tomb Raider. Greatly appreciate that, brother. I hope your day is going well. And
What's up, Angry?
we also have the Padawannabe, who says to you, Baron, and maybe even you, Cash, "You're fired."
I think
Yeah,
you meant Baron, but
yeah, because he wants my spot here. He wants to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The coveted spot, the coveted.
At some point there will
second
probably be
co-host
a
spot.
release McCracken popping in somewhere. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm still kind of negotiating that trade with Jason of 540 Studios, the trade for Anonymous and Cash Money for cash considerations.
It's great.
Okay, I know I could have done that joke a little better, but hey, I'm full of bad jokes. I'm full of bad jokes, folks.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So, Cash, how are you doing today? Fine.
I'm fine. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
How's the weather out there?
How's Scott?
It's okay.
How you doing, Scott? How you doing? This is my Dan.
What are you doing?
Love it.
Cash.
Cash.
Yeah.
How about new? Yes.
I had it already here, but I feel that Mike was fighting so hard to find it with all those caches. I should have done that at the last minute to break his heart.
Break his heart.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Brick killed the guy.
It's treason, then. You know what I think about that?
Are we trying to cause you?
Extinction to all traitors!
Yeah. First he's Optimus Prime, Baron. Now he's Megatron.
I know. You can't make him
Of course, I'm Megatron. You dimwit adult.
Oh, listen to this jackass.
whoa.
Okay. All right. Well,
You're gone!
Oh, I guess Cash Money is now a free agent.
Was Cash here? I can't remember. Was I thought I heard him. Where's Cash?
Cash Money has been DFA'd.
Okay. It was nice knowing him. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. So if you're looking for a new co-host, everyone, he's a free agent now.
You're out.
So I'm sure everybody's probably wondering, okay, when are these guys going to start talking about the topics for the show? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm the host of the show. I don't even know.
We really started off in a weird area.
Oh, come on. We're having fun. That's the whole point of doing this, is having fun.
We're having fun.
Voicing our opinion on pop culture and everything that's going on in Hollyweird. But you know what? Before we get into all the bad news, let's get into some of the good news. And this comes via J. Michael Straczynski's Twitter account. Why'd you let him back in?
Because we're talking about the Twitter account. He's part of this one. Then we can kick him out again. How's that sound?
Right. Sure.
All right. So we have this tweet here from J. Michael Straczynski, the creator of Babylon 5. And he says, "Attention, Babylon 5 fans. You wanted it, you asked for it, and it's finally happened. To celebrate Babylon 5's 30th anniversary, the complete Babylon 5 series will be released on Blu-ray December 5th, 2023.
Wow.
Pre-orders can be placed starting today via the retailer of your choice. Huzzah!"
You know, he's absolutely right. The fans have been calling us like mad for that. Oh, look at that. Oh.
And he also posted this quick follow-up that he pinned to his account as well. It says, "A quick follow-up to my announcement. Babylon 5, the complete series, being released on Blu-ray to address some of the questions that have come back. I wasn't directly involved with the release, so I don't know much more than you do or what's in the release at retail sites. But still, Babylon 5 is finally coming to Blu-ray. You know,
Now, the big question is: are they going to include the movies with that?
yeah,
Movies.
that's my question. Is excuse me, are all the movies going to be involved in this release? If they are, that's a lot of bang for your buck, especially of a great series.
Right. I mean, I'm absolutely sure they're going to have the Gathering because that's the pilot movie. So, but
but it'd be cool if they had the other movies included. Then that would be the complete series.
Yep.
And somebody else's ears perked up on that news. I'm sure he was excited when he saw the posting on Twitter.
Michael Chiklis Jr. decided to grace us with his presence. That's amazing.
Wow. Wait a minute. Which one of us is the beautiful one?
Me.
How you doing, nerd? Nerd. But yeah, this is great news, and it'll be even greater news if the set does include the movies along with the seasons.
Well, you know, the big thing that's great about this is, like many years, people have been clamoring and asking, when is it going to be on there? When is it going to be on there? J. Michael Straczynski says, don't hold your breath. It's never going to happen. Warner Brothers doesn't think it has that much of an interest. And it's all the other BS that they came forward with. Not him, but, you know, with Warner Brothers. I think we should have been suspicious that something was in the works when they did that, the remastering of the series that got re-released on HBO, and then, of course, all the others. Unfortunately, not in the theatrical format. It's in back in the traditional regular television format, which, you know, is sad. And that's going to be the next question. Are you going to have these in the theatrical, or is it going to be in the theatrical style that was meant to be for Babylon 5? So, and it sounds like they took Straczynski by surprise on this one. So it's like, it's like all along. It's like, no, he never thought it was going to happen. Like, boom! Oh wow! You know.
I mean, honestly, and this is just my opinion. Don't you think if you're going to release a particular series on Blu-ray and the creator is still around, like J. Michael Straczynski is still around, don't you think you want to get him involved and maybe add some new commentary tracks?
Right.
Yes.
As to what he was thinking for particular episodes and why they went in the particular direction they did.
Right. And not only that, I mean, some of the stars are still with us. You know, Claudia Christian and Bruce Boxleitner, because I'm sure they'd love to. The one that the one that would be great to have is Jerry Doyle's. Oh, it's so sad. Just hearing how he talks about stuff, it's just so entertaining. And, you know, being that he passed away now, we don't have that.
Yep. And I do want to say hello to DJ Ronnie G and Christian Phantom Geek. Good to see you guys. And let's see. Brian saying the ones who are not cash.
He's just jealous of your chin. That's all. Really, he is. He wants that noble chin.
And Brian brings up a good question. Will DS9 and Voyager follow suit?
That is the big question.
And this is just my opinion. I don't think CBS and Paramount really give a shit about those shows.
Well, yeah, they made that known. They were more than happy to do that remastering for Next Generation and make things so clear. Not a total one like they did with the original series. And then they stopped. It's like, oh, well, we don't want to do it anymore. So there goes DS9, there goes Voyager, and there goes Enterprise. And now we're getting all the new Trek crap, you know?
Yes. And of course, Cash says he'll be back.
Oh,
Yeah, see,
oh, okay. In that case,
yeah. All right, fine.
There he goes. Yeah, be
Fine.
that way. Yeah, be that way. We see how.
Welcome to Pacific414 Pop Talk with Baron Orman Tagge and Mike, aka Pacific414. We had a third co-host, but he's now released from his contract. He's a free agent.
I had to go wash dishes.
Hey guys, I'm starting to get tired, so I was gonna grab my keyboard and use it as a pillow. But you know, on one aspect, getting back to this, I'm happy that they're releasing the series. But on the other aspect, I think it's dirty to not include J. Michael Straczynski, the man who created the series.
Right. Right. I mean, to hear him do commentary on that, so it's, and again, and the other actors too. I mean, everybody involved. It's just like, okay, we're going to put it out.
Yeah.
I mean, now, I got everything on DVD. It's like, no, geez, why are you doing this to me?
Well, I'm surprised they said, "Oh, we're gonna do the remasters. You can buy them digitally," which they already have done. But we're never gonna release the Blu-ray, and we want you to go all digital because that's what a lot of these companies want us to do anyway. Is go digital. Well, I want the physical media. I want the physical media there, so they can't tamper with it.
Right. I mean, I definitely want to get this.
Quote unquote modern audiences, we took this scene out of the episode. Well, that particular scene was a pivotal scene. You need it in there. Otherwise, it ruins the entire episode.
You know, one of my favorite, one of the things I like to see more of is items that they trimmed because of time. Nothing more, because of time. And they're important little scenes. I like to see those reintroduced back into the Blu-rays and DVDs, because who cares how long the episode is now? You're not trying to fit it into your 5 breaks and umpteen million commercials.
No, give us the extended editions of each episode that has material that should be in there. I can understand if they don't want to put certain scenes back in because it takes away from the episode. I can understand that. But if it adds to the episode, makes it a higher quality than what it originally was, then put it back in there.
Right. And I'm sure, Straczynski and others would love to do that. Again, he didn't know anything about this. He didn't have a say over a lot of this stuff because, it's all contracted out with Warner Brothers. So, but I mean, we shouldn't complain. We should at least be happy that it's coming. And who knows? They'll probably do another one down the road with the definitive edition. You
know what? I wonder how much it's going to cost. I'm going to look it up real quick.
I'm kind of wondering if this is happening because there is starting to get a little bit more of an interest in Babylon 5 after 30 years. I mean, it being now shown it was on Comet TV for a while. It's on various other channels that pops up. It's on the free streaming services now. So I think it's getting a little bit more attention that way, and people who probably mellowed out a little bit now, going, okay, I guess I can watch it now because, I was DS9 fan. I couldn't watch Babylon 5. And I hate to say this. You had Trekkies that way. It's like, all I want is just Star Trek. There's no other science fiction out there. Which is like, come on, wake up. And I'm one of the biggest Trekkies there are.
Baron, I was like that in the beginning when I saw Babylon 5 in Deep Space Nine. But I gave Babylon 5 a chance.
Me, I'm just going, bring it on, bring more shows on. I want more shows. Come on, let's get the special effects going.
Trying to see if it says anywhere in here how much it's going to be. Yeah, this article from Collider, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'll go ahead and highlight the section where it says how much it's going to be.
Okay.
It says it will retail for $100.
Okay. That sounds about
Now,
right.
now you can go to a site like Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, any online retailer that sells DVDs and Blu-rays, and they might even sell less than that.
Mm-hmm.
And some might sell it a lot more than what they should. That's happened before.
Oh, yeah. And you know that, yeah, as it goes along a little bit, it's going to start dropping naturally. I mean, that goes without saying. But yeah, I'm sure you could probably get $10, $20 cheaper on another source out there. That's just the suggested retail price, you know?
Yeah. And honestly, I'd rather get the complete series at $100 instead of how Paramount was doing the releases for the original series, Next Gen, DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise, where they were asking in some places $150 for the complete series. It's like, why?
Oh, because it's for them, it's their cash cow, it's their money cow. You know.
I know, but they could sell a lot more units if it was a lower price.
Well, again, that goes back to my argument about how people are out there, or companies are out there, overcharging. It's like if you lower the price, you'll make more than enough with the volume you're going to be selling. And it's just like even in the stadiums, they charge so much for food and such. It's like, I realize you have yourself a little monopoly here, but you probably have someone go out there and buy 2 or maybe 3 hot dogs instead of 1. If you lower the price, and then you're going to turn around and start saying, "Hey, I'm getting a little more, a little bit more for this,"
Yep. And Brian has a question for you. Is Baron a true B5 fan?
What do you want to know? What do you want to know, Brian? What do you want to know? It sounds like a challenge. Sounds like a challenge. Sounds like a challenge, Mr. Garibaldi.
I mean, Chinkar stepped away, so.
Yeah, Chinkar.
And unfortunately, I don't have any Babylon 5 clips, so I'm just going to play this one.
He said, "Today is a good day to die."
Yes.
And the Padawannabe says, Trek, Babylon 5, Farscape, Stargate SG-1, Firefly, and Clone Wars animated series. We really had a plethora of great space shows. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. I mean, starting with let's just start with Next Generation in 87. That kind of started springboarding because a lot of these shows were on either a syndicated market, or they're on a cable outlet like Stargate and Farscape. And so it started that off. You had War of the Worlds, which did 2 seasons. Yeah, it's okay series. You had Space Rangers, that only lasted 6 episodes, which was silly but fun. Which came out about the same time as Babylon 5. And then with P10, you had, it wasn't necessarily space shows, but you had Time Tracks, which was a science fiction show that was alongside Babylon 5. Then you had Lax. Of course, you start going in with the Farscape. You had Cleopatra 2525. You want to go that one. Star Hunter. I mean, depends on what your viewpoints on what these shows were. You were getting all this plethora of science fiction. And on the fantasy side, too, you had, of course, Sheena series. You had the Conan series. You had, of course, needless to say, Hercules and Xena. RoboCop, the series. I mean, again, I'm not saying that.
And let's not forget, on the sci-fi series, on that side, after he was done with Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, Kevin Sorbo was in Andromeda.
Right. And I'm going to sit back and say it's me. I know it's me. I'm not being critical of the show, but I just could not get into Andromeda. I tried several times, but it never grabbed me. So, but a lot of people love the show, and it's great. Great that Kevin Sorbo had that that opportunity to that series after, what was it, about 4 years of Conan and about 5 years of that. Something that one. So that's 9 years of work, man. That's fine. Plus, Dromi was hot. The holograph.
Very true. Very true.
And she married somebody in the geek community too, and I can't remember who.
And Padawan brings up a good one. Sliders.
Yeah, Sliders. Alienation. The one season of Alienation, and then of course the subsequent movies that came in after that. Yeah, I mean that was just a great time for science fiction coming out. Yeah, there were misses, there were hits, and there were some that they're good. You know, we need that again. But what are we getting?
Let's see. We're getting Drek. They actually did an episode where Spock loses his Vulcan DNA, and he has bacon for the first time.
Yeah.
And they're rewriting the eugenics wars.
Well, because it's problematic. Because it's that took Khan left in 1996, and obviously nothing happens. So we got to rewrite everything. It's like, now, how about the fact that Star Trek universe is in a different universe than us?
Yeah,
but there's some parallels to it. Let's go that way.
Leave it alone. Stop tampering with it because it doesn't fit with your ideology.
Right. Exactly.
There are other shows that have, predicted what the future is going to be like. Heck, the Jetsons. The Jetsons said we would have flying cars by now.
Yep.
Even Back to the Future said that we would have flying cars by now.
They even said the Cubs would win. God, come on,
Well, they were a year early.
How long is he going to be gone?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What is he getting his hair done?
Well, maybe we had to go down to Whole Food and get some kale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he'll let us know when he's back.
Yeah. I mean, compared to Elf the Complete Series, which is $113.99, and Mexican Iron Man's going to rush out there and buy that one.
Oh yeah, he's a big fan of Elf.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. I mean, I thought I heard him the other day on a live stream say that he was going to run out and buy the complete series.
But
oh, wait a minute. It would probably take longer than 7 seconds.
I think starting.
Oh, and those of you that have been watching Loki's Mornings of Mischief, you know where I'm going with that.
But as it goes, what was I going to say? I was going to say something profound, and you threw me off when you started saying about Loki and the mischief, and the mischief got in there. But no, I think in 1987,
I didn't think that would be possible. Throwing you off.
I didn't know what time the show. I mean, I didn't know what time it was. I missed the show. I'm discombobulated. No, but I think about 87, and them seeing the success of the rebirth of Next Generation. I think that encouraged studios to, instead of sitting back saying, "Well, we got a science fiction show, and that's all we need," or a network saying that. I think they started saying, "Oh, maybe we should dip our toes into this, see how things are going with this." And that's what we kind of needed. I mean, the BBC was always kind to science fiction and fantasy. If you want to take a look at it, I mean, a lot of shows unfortunately are no longer around, like A4 Andromeda. I think there's only one episode of that survives today, but the follow-up series is still around. Then of course, Moonbase 3, Blake 7. Need I even say Doctor Who? We all know about that. But they've always been a lot more. They did plays for 1984, and amongst the others. And again, like I said, these things are lost from us because of the BBC's stupidity of
And
wiping
destroying
it
the
all.
tapes.
Right. But there were much more, and of course, going over to ITV on the other side, there are much more adventurous in the science fiction and fantasy areas. That's where we got like the Avengers, which that's a science fiction show. Let's just put it that way. It is. You had the Avengers, you had the Champions, which was another one that was a science fiction show. These were done by Lou Grade, whose son Michael Grade was a complete total twat, and said, "I don't like Doctor Who. Let's get rid of it." Back in 1989, and what's the one that caused all the problems for Doctor Who with the Colin Baker era? My apology. But I wish I wish the American market would. Well, first of all, we need to change everything. We got this writer's strike. Keep on going, man. Hey, you traitorous actors who agreed to a contract but still went on strike, and that contract should be ripped up because of that. Keep on going. We don't need you.
Yeah. The movies that were in production, they should just be canceled.
Yep.
All contracts null and void.
Yep. Right. I mean, honestly, I can understand having solidarity. I can understand you going out there and walking with them, but to completely go on strike because of that's no sympathy strikes. That's You're violating. You're doing exactly what you claim the other people do. And aren't you supposed to be bigger?
Aren't you supposed to be bigger and better than the rest of us, Hollywood?
Yeah.
You sure like to preach it. And speaking of the strikes in Hollywood, we have this article from Bounding in the Comics, and yes, I did increase the size so everybody could see it, not just us.
Can you have a little bit larger, please?
I can make it.
I'm kidding.
You know what?
Hey.
You know what?
You can't do this, Soul. You can't do this, Soul.
There. I increased it just a little.
Oh, okay. Ooh, there we go. Ooh. Hey, it's written by John F. Trent. Wow.
Yes.
We read a lot of his articles. Is he the sole writer over there? I swear.
It sure seems like it.
At least he's got the articles that are the ones that are worth mentioning, it seems like.
Well, I mean, we've said it before. We choose the articles from Bounding in the Comics because out of all of them, they seem to make the most sense. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we agree with every single word that they say.
No. We picked them apart a few times.
So getting into this article, it says SAG-AFTRA president Fran Drescher suggests the Walt Disney Company lock Bob Iger behind doors. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
It's by John F. Trent, and it says SAG-AFTRA president Fran Drescher blasted the Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger and even suggested the company should have him locked behind doors. Drescher's comments.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I said I can understand, going after Bob Iger because he's said some stupid things lately.
Yeah, he has.
Mm-hmm.
He's arrogant.
Oh,
I know. I'm stating the obvious. I do that well, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Drescher's comments were a reaction to Bob Iger's recent comments made during a CNBC interview forum, the Sun Valley Conference in Idaho. When asked about both the writers and actors strike, Iger said, "Well, I think it's very disturbing to me. We've talked about disruptive forces on this business and all the challenges that we're facing and the recovery from COVID, which is ongoing. It's not completely back. This is the worst time in the world to add to the disruption. It's because you all have an ego."
Right. And I think it's the most wonderful time.
He's back.
Oh, there he is.
I see Padawannabe is trying out his corny jokes again. You keep trying there, Pada. You keep trying.
Well, he fit right in.
Yeah.
He fit right in with the corny jokes.
No.
Corny.
And I do want to say hello to Old Man. And I also want to say hello to Leia Rose. Hello, Leia Rose.
The president and sole member of the Phil McCracken fan club. Just want to put that out there. Hi, Leia.
He continued, I understand any labor organization's desire to work on the behalf of its members to get, the most compensation and to be compensated fairly based on the value they deliver. Iger then pointed to the negotiations with the Directors Guild. We managed to, excuse me, sorry about that. We managed as an industry to negotiate a very good deal with the Directors Guild that reflects the value that the directors contribute to this great business. We wanted to do the same thing with the writers, and we'd like to do the same thing with the actors. However, we shared his belief that both the writers and actors are being unrealistic in their demands. There's a level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic, and they are adding to a set of challenges that this business is already facing that is, quite frankly, very disruptive and dangerous. So that's the man who just recently got a 2-year contract extension for $57 million or some ridiculous amount of money.
Well, I didn't want it. I wanted to go. This 2-year. They're begging me to stay 2 more years. I don't want to do it, but please, I'll do it though. I'll do it.
It's like they're prodding him with a stick. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, do
I
something.
deserve this. I deserve this.
Don't
And
throw me
hello-
the bar patch.
And hello to Whoopa Troopa, who says Hollywood closed. Nothing of value was lost. True.
Whoopa.
Not really,
Especially with
no.
current Hollywood.
Amen.
Not really. I'm not even sad that Cobra Kai is going to be postponed. Just
Well, you know what? At this rate, I think Netflix should just say, you know what? We're not going to have a season 6.
which I'm okay with as well. Season 5 tied up pretty much everything. So,
And I'll have a story that follows up this one as to why I say that Netflix should do that.
yeah.
So, Bob Iger is saying it's very disruptive. And when asked to clarify his comments about why they were being unrealistic, Iger said, I can't answer that question. I respect their right and their desire to get as much as they possibly can in compensation for their people. Why can't you answer the question, Bob? Come on, Bob. Come on, Mr. $57 million man.
Bob.
Come on, why can't you answer their question? Come on, Bob.
Bobby Boy won't answer him. No. Bob.
Bob.
What would you say?
Bobby.
You do here.
Yes, Bob. Well, what do you do as CEO of the Walt Disney Company?
Well, this is how Bob thinks of himself.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Really?
And he says that he can respect that. They want to get their compensation. He's been around long enough to understand that dynamic and to appreciate it. And he also goes on to say, but you also have to be realistic about the business environment and what this business can deliver. And so do you, Bob. I mean, you and every other head of a studio have to realize you don't need to make $300 million movies and think that you're going to make a profit. If you keep them low budgeted, you might find a success. Look at Sound of Freedom. Look at Megan. 2 examples of 2 movies that didn't have high budget. Guess what? They're a success.
Right. Those are the things that built Hollywood. Those are the movies. Because back in the day, well, like going on TV, obviously, people were going to the theaters quite a bit for a wide range of movies and, again, budgeted films. a lot of which didn't have much of a budget, and
Mm-hmm.
but the profit back was good enough. And yeah, you had your your quote unquote blockbusters, and the blockbuster was literally something that was rare because that would be a film that literally you were standing and lying around the block to see.
Mm-hmm.
And but most of the time people were going to the theaters, and it's like, yeah, the theaters might be pretty full and all that, but it didn't have that huge of a draw, but they still made money back on it. And that's what built you Hollywood. You forgot that.
Well, let's not forget, back in the olden days of Hollywood, you used to have newsreels before the movie started. You used to have, shorts, whether they're cartoon shorts or Three Stooges shorts before a movie started. You weren't just there to watch the movie. You actually got entertainment prior to the main event.
Yes.
Right.
You had the warm-up acts, if you want to put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also, also on the weekends, you had your cereals. I mean, not to be confused with what you ate is, that's where you had your Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon, Zorros, Hopalong Cassidy, all across the board. And of course, that was the kids, and those weren't. They didn't charge much for that because obviously they're getting the kids come every week. You couldn't charge it, but they made enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, the price is wrong. Bah.
Yeah. And I want to say hello to Lester San Jose, who says, still citing COVID is so 2 years ago. Oh, yeah, he's in California.
Yeah.
Got a point there.
Yeah.
And good to see you, Lester San Jose. Go ahead, Cash.
I can't defend that nonsense. It's just yeah.
Do you want people to start watching South Korean dramas? This is how you get people to watch South Korean drama.
As somebody who's lived in Southern California for a number of years, just certain things that go on here just always make me roll my eyes. But I haven't even gone to like Disneyland in a number of years, or my family. It's just Disney right now is just cuckooville. They really are.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see if they're going to. Actually, how much money are they going to lose this year? That's what I want to know. Are they actually going to make any kind of profit?
No.
On any of this stuff?
The only successful thing that Disney can sit back and put their hat on is Avatar 2: The Way of Grit. And that is the only thing they can really put their hat on.
Well, that was last year. What has it been? Everything since Avatar has failed or bombed or just didn't make much money.
Right.
Was disappointing or
Right.
It's crazy.
And that's not including the streaming side.
Right.
Well, let's not even talk about the streaming side. I'm going to bring up something that Loki brought up this morning on his show because he's absolutely right.
Okay.
And the thing that Loki brought up was the fact that we don't need Hollywood.
No, we don't.
We have YouTube.
Yes.
Right.
All of us who are content creators here on YouTube who do a live stream or post videos, we're the new Hollywood, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, I can tell you, Whoopa, from Avatar 2, seeing it, yes, there are a lot of bad white people in that. I kid you not.
But
definitely.
But what Loki is saying is, we've said it here. He said it. A lot of people are saying it. YouTube is taking over for entertainment, and they want to sit back and try to say TikTok and all that, but really, TikTok is just for the mindless zombies that want to.
Have you seen the latest TikTok craze?
Oh no!
I think I might have heard some.
Cash, tell me you've seen the latest TikTok craze where people are in front of their phones, and if you're watching their feed on TikTok, you see different items come up, and the person who's broadcasting goes, "Oh, look, a hot dog, yum!" They look so ridiculous doing that.
What? No, I haven't heard about that. What?
Oh, you haven't seen it?
That is
let me see if I can. Let me see if
That
I can
is some-
find one of them.
That is
Let
some
me
cheap content for sure.
Oh wow! I was just like, wow.
let me look.
It's amazing.
I mean, when I saw it, I was going, "What is wrong with these people?" Is this one of them?
And I wish
I think this might be one of them.
I wish Variety and Entertainment Weekly and a lot of these other media outlets.
Okay.
Oh, found it.
Everyone, I need to prepare you for this. You might just think, send that asteroid pronto.
No,
Is it really this cringe, or is it are they
Yeah.
trying to do a bad version of The Price is Right?
It's cringe, Cash. It's
Okay.
it's cringe. But I found one of them, so I'm preparing. I'm preparing you guys.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we
we
go.
need a cringe alert button.
No, we got a cringe alert sound, Baron.
We do.
Well, yeah, that's the red alert sound. Okay, fine. Since you brought it up, let's just let's make sure. Okay, everybody. Cringe alert. Cringe alert. Cringe alert.
All right, here we go.
My goodness.
It's my birthday! TikTok! I got the soccer ball! Ice cream!
Okay.
What?
I can't play anymore.
What?
Wow. I mean, I understand you got to be desperate for views, but first of all, they're two women who aren't ugly. I guess you say. I don't know. They have to wear some kind of cutesy stuff on. This is the kind of crap though that TikTok has tons of it. Twitter can be a problem.
TikTok is a disease, folks.
Yes, man.
It is.
There's
they look
barely
like they're
anything. Yep. They do.
They look like they're on something. I don't know if they're
they want to say something when an item pops up. Oh, hot dog, yum. Oh, ice cream. Oh, that's
Oh, I love those comments there. Oh, you split it up too fast here. The one comment.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I didn't read the comment section.
Oh, aliens, please destroy us now. And people going, you need to get therapy. Like, aliens, please destroy Earth now. I'm over it. Down below, there's something about therapy. I don't know what that is. But
I'm going to look at some of the YouTube. Well, sorry, the Twitter comments.
No.
No. Yeah.
We can rebuild. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
What were we saying before? We were hoping for flying cars and we get TikTok.
Yeah, right. 2000, man. 2000.
Right.
We're supposed to start getting our flying cars.
There we go. There's our current society. A bunch of robots.
Right. Well, this is the one that sits back and says she wants to destroy all humans, and it's like, well, I really can't blame her.
No, I thought she was the one that says. Hold on. I gotta get to it first. It's our favorite. It's our favorite one, Baron.
Okay.
When it refers to, I know we got a lot of favorite ones, but
no,
let's see.
I still feel the aliens are like
Cash
nope.
Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
Oh, you're going for the
Cash Money can
sound
put
bite.
his change in my piggy bank any day. Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
Like broken.
I was doing that on purpose. I was doing that on purpose. Oh,
no,
wait a minute. I watched that video too long. Something's happened to me. Help me, guys.
He's broken. But
TikTok will break you.
No, the aliens are hiding. The aliens are hiding. If they are around here, they're hiding. They're like, nope.
Well,
we are not coming out
Picture
of
the
hiding.
scene from National Lampoon's Vacation where Clark says, "Roll up your windows, kids."
Yep.
Yeah.
The aliens are saying.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well,
this is a bad sector of the galaxy. Roll up your windows.
It's like, hello, God, can you please let the horseman come?
Oh, please.
Yeah. I'm ready.
And hello to Jen Sparks.
No.
Exactly.
Here's another one with an elf dancing around, and God, help me!
No!
And
more
people going,
TikTok
"Yum!"
shit.
I know, and yeah, you're absolutely right. This is what the Tide Pod thing. This is the reason why we had people were going out there. Oh, we can't put warning labels on Tide Pod. No, these idiots. No, they're just idiots.
They want to. It doesn't matter. They will sell their soul for those clicks and that money and whatever, and it doesn't matter.
And Lester says, "Thank God I'm not on TikTok, nor will I click on a TikTok link." I don't blame you,
Smart man.
I don't blame you. Whoopa says, "Laugh out loud. I like that comment saying aliens, please destroy Earth." No, I'm over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here.
And David Chen says, "I wonder what aliens will think of this when they invade us." They'll probably look at it and look at us and say, "Finish them."
I don't know. We always make aliens seem evil, but they're probably just like, you know what? These humans, too much. I can't take. Yeah.
You know, they're just sitting around watching their version of TikTok as their society crumbles down around them.
Yeah.
Whoopa says we need to feed this behavior to the AI, then they'll never be a threat to us.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that, Whoopa? The AI might be taking all this information and use it against us. At least those of us who are on TikTok. I'm glad I'm not.
Actually, I think that the one AI was the one that sat back and said basically destroy all humans. They had to shut it down. And it's like, well, one AI begged to be shut down because it went through everything out there.
Yes, that's putting it mildly, Matt Cave.
I don't want to live no more.
And hello to you, Matt Cave. Good to see it. Matt Cave says definitely one of the strangest trends yet.
Yeah.
I'm glad that nothing like this was around 30 years ago when I was in junior high and high school.
We're passing notes.
We're passing notes. You know what we were doing? We were on the phone all day, and our parents were saying, "Get off that phone! I'm expecting an important call."
Playing a game and running up your phone bill while you're playing something like Doom 2.
Yeah.
It's in Long Beach.
Or staying out until the lights came on.
Which was late, really late in the summertime. Our versions of meme was kicking, basically either cutting out pictures or comics from the newspaper, whiting out names and putting people's that we knew name in there, going, haha, see, especially when it came around the Dilbert.
But I wouldn't trade the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s for anything. I really wouldn't. There's just so much goodness there. So much.
I'll listen to him.
And Whoopa says Vine was never this cringe. No, this is the worst kind of cringe, I think.
Just whatever they can do to sell their souls. It's fine. Whatever. Do what you want. But, just, don't be expecting people not to make fun of you for this. So.
I can't sell my soul. I don't
know. Dude. You should never sell your soul for this kind of nonsense.
I don't have any. I don't have one.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll try to find you one, Baron.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
I hope you didn't. I hope you didn't sell it to Bart Simpson. So
no, I didn't do that. No, it's Bart.
Okay.
Yeah. It was Milo. It was not Millhouse. So
yes. Oh, right.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Yep.
I changed it around though. Yes, Bart.
Well,
he was trying to get somebody's soul after that, but
yes, he was.
So going back to this article, it says he then shared his thoughts on that the strikes will have a very, very damaging effect on the whole business. I hope it ends Hollywood as we know it.
Yeah.
As we know it.
I think he's absolutely correct. But the thing is he's still going to walk away with his money.
Yeah, he is. He's not going to be hurting.
Yeah.
He goes on to say there's huge collateral damage in the industry to people who are, who are support services. I can go on and on, he continued. It will affect the economy of, different regions, even because of the sheer size of the business. It's a shame. It's really a shame. Well, you're all at fault. There's not one person who's an innocent.
A serious question here, because you do live out there in the Great Bear Republic of California, Cash. How much of the economy of California relies on Hollywood? And that's a serious question. I know
I'm not even actually
I know you got
sure.
farms and dairies. There's a lot of dairy that comes from California, but
I'm not even sure, man. To tell you the truth, I remember what was it? When people were thinking about leaving these studios and stuff, like I remember it was Obama, I think it was trying to put a kibosh on that. If you remember that, and that was also going on in California, of course, because I don't really know how much of the economy depends on this from Hollywood. I'm not sure. I don't think if Hollywood exploded, like they just burned, they just fell apart completely, pretty much, I don't know if it would matter. I think they're getting income other ways, but I'd have to look. We can look into that later. I'm not sure.
well, I mean, I can imagine that a huge portion of of the economy, it does rely on Hollywood. I know they weren't liking it when they were going up to Canada to do a lot of filming, but the thing is, it was still tied to the studios, so the studios were still making money. But I can imagine that if Hollywood does crash, just like you would sit back and saying, look at all the people in the industry outside the industry that take care of caterers and all across the board.
Right.
And of course, we all know they're not doing it for cheap prices either.
Right.
I can imagine that would really hurt the economy, especially around the LA, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, all that area.
Yeah. Yeah, it could. I'll go look it up right now. I think Google will probably have an answer. I'll check. I'll check it right now.
I got him. See, I got him going to work with a very serious question. I like that.
Yes, it is.
So the article goes on to say, responding to these comments, Drescher told Variety, I found them terribly repugnant and out of touch, positively tone deaf. I don't think it served him well. And goes on to say she didn't stop there. Drescher continued, if I were that company, I would lock him behind doors and never let him talk to anybody about this, because it's so obvious that he has no clue as to what it is really happening on the ground with hardworking people that don't make anywhere near the salary that he's making. High 7 figures, 8 figures. This is crazy money that they make. And they don't care if they're like land barons of a medieval time. Well, you make a lot of money too, Fran Drescher.
Yep. Or did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she makes now.
She's the union head. She's got to make some good amount of money.
Oh yeah, but I mean, she hasn't been active in Hollywood for a while though, and I mean, in the form of acting and all that. But I'm sure she's getting some good residuals. That doesn't even look like Fran Drescher. I'm trying to think of who that looks like, but that does not look like Fran.
Oh, okay, Baron, this might help.
Okay.
This is from a compiled report in 2022 stating that the industry is responsible for 186,720 jobs in California, pumping more than $30 billion into the state's economy in form of wages for their workers. No.
Wow, that would be a big hit, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I guess it would.
Because I remember California used to always, that was it. That was their big thing for having all the money coming into that state was, Hollywood. Of course, obviously there was other things like the farming and dairy and wine, but nowhere near touching what Hollywood is doing.
Yeah. And I do want to say hello to Spock's Friday Nights. Good to see you, Spock.
What's up, Spock?
It's only logical.
It is. That's the real Spock, not that imitation they seem to have on now.
And Lester does bring a good point that she probably still does make money from residuals for the nanny.
Yeah.
Even if it's not on a network television service, it's probably on a streaming service somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's out there.
I would think she still makes money from that. Yeah. She's been in a few movies that were good too, wasn't she? I don't think she's the reason they were, but
no. And
she's okay. It's just, but once again, look at The Nanny. If you guys ever was curious, like, oh, let's turn on The Nanny for what was the best part? I don't think it was her. I think it was the other cast members actually. The father, who's a good actor. I can't think of the actor's name. Yeah.
That's if you could get by her voice.
And of course, Professor Moriarty.
Yes. He was very good on that show. Yes. As the butler. Yeah.
Yes. So
I mean, that was her big thing, was The Nanny. I mean, yeah, she's been in stuff here and there. I don't think she was ever really a star of something other than The Nanny. I know she was in UHF. She was in the station receptionist in UHF.
I think The Nanny's probably also on some of the other network channels. I think not just Tubi.
It's on some Roku channels.
Yeah.
If you have a Roku device, you can find it on there too.
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking at Roku as we're doing a serious show here.
Roku.
And I do have a question, guys. I do have a story that kind of goes with this. If you want to talk about it, we can. If you don't, that's fine too. But it's about the SAG-AFTRA strike, frequently asked questions, how the rules apply to influencers, journalists, cosplayers, and more. You want to read that?
Well, why not? Let's see.
Fine.
Let's see some more good news here. And I mean that too.
What it is the problem is it's this rules for thee, not for me nonsense, and it never stops. No, we don't. Look, the three of us, I'm sure, do not want people out of work, anybody out of work. But the problem is that the studios and these companies, they do a lot of cause a lot of problems to themselves, and then they want to blame the fans. And yes, fans can be stupid too. But once again, we're not making this content, so you need to stop being surprised that people are now gotten to the point where they're like, I can't take this direction much anymore. A lot of this stuff is bombing because I think people are tired of the theaters. They're like, I could just watch this at home in a few months, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Lester says the elephant in the room is the corporate structures among the bigwigs. They went big time in investments, big time names. Many actors are likely turned down by such studios, thus not enough money made.
Yeah.
Good point. So, moving on to this article from Variety.
Yeah.
It says the SAG-AFTRA strike has sparked a great deal of discussion and confusion about what is forbidden and what is still okay. SAG-AFTRA has put out a detailed, frequently asked question for members, non-members, indie producers, and other groups. But people still have questions. Here are answers to some of the most frequently asked questions. And question number one is, I am a film critic. Can I review movies? Absolutely. Critics are not on strike and are not obligated to stop reviewing movies or TV shows.
That is the dumbest question out there. But I'm sure they're going to get dumber as we go along.
I'm sure they are. I'll
a critic would know. A critic would know. A true critic would know.
That's very true. I mean, why even ask the question when you already know the answer?
Right.
The next question is, I am an entertainment journalist. Can I cover movies and TV? Yes, you can. I'm not even part of the business, and I know you can.
Right. You're a different union.
Yeah.
And that's what they say here. Yes, entertainment journalists, whether they belong to a union or not, are not on strike. Even those broadcast journalists who are represented by SAG-AFTRA are not affected, as the strike relates only to the TV theatrical contract.
Right. Either a different union or a different division of the union.
Yep. I am an entertainment journalist. Will any actor talk to me about their project? The answer, probably not. No, if it goes against the rules, they can't talk to you about it.
Right.
Even me, someone who's not in Hollywood, knows that answer.
Mm-hmm.
That would be promoting struck work. They may talk about why they're on strike, though. The next question is, what if the actor wants to talk about their project and sets up the interview through their personal publicist and not through the studio? That's still not okay. According to the SAG-AFTRA, the WGA softened on this after a few weeks, but SAG-AFTRA has not.
Mm-hmm.
And then asks, I don't belong to SAG-AFTRA. How can I show my support for the strike? You can post on social media and you can donate to the Entertainment Community Fund, which is supporting crew members who are out of work. The union has also encouraged non-members to show up at picket lines and at rallies. A list of picket locations on this link. And you know what? The only people I really feel bad for are the crew members.
Yeah.
The ones who set up the lighting, operate the cameras,
Yes.
set up the sound, and location shoots, what have you. Those are the only people I feel for.
Right. Or even some of the businesses around there that people would go and eat. Well, I suppose people are going to eat now with the strike going on, but I mean, still, the stuff that's all around there getting affected as well.
Yeah, it's a mess.
But you know what? If you want to get autographs, go to a picket line. Go from one picket line to another.
Exactly.
And there is. You're absolutely right. Why are those the first two questions?
Well, it looks like it just gets dumber from here.
I'm sure it does.
Because this next question says, should I boycott Netflix?
Well, Netflix is kind of a mess.
Neither the WGA nor SAG-AFTRA has called for a boycott of Netflix or any other platform, and it won't make much of a difference if you do it on your own. A dumb question.
Well, let's go into another area. Why wouldn't they want to have that banned? The important word: residuals. Yeah, go ahead. Keep on watching the stuff on the streaming service and such. We're still getting paid, of course.
Yep.
If they step back and said boycott it, and people start boycotting it, and no one's watching, guess what?
Where's my money? Where's my money?
Right.
Can SAG-AFTRA members do reality shows or game shows? Yes, the union has helpfully put out a document listing all the things that SAG-AFTRA performers can still do, including appearing on reality shows and game shows. They can also do commercials, video game work, talk shows, etc. So they're not completely out of a job. They're not completely out of work. It's just the crew members.
Well, let's take a couple steps back now to Wes Weasley Wheaton when he was calling out nastily to Ken Jennings because he's doing Jeopardy. This is in your face, you little twit. You know nothing, little midget of a moron. The guy whose sexual position is holding the camera while his wife's getting pounded by somebody. Little Will Wheaton. Wheaton.
I wish we could prove that, Baron, but unfortunately,
Oh, just take a look at his arms. You can tell. Look at his face. Look at his arms. His position is making sure that camera has got the right angle for. For cut tube. There we go. Finish it with for cut tube. There we go.
It's just he's a bitch. Will Wheaton's a bitch. He's had some good roles in his life, but he's a bitch.
Well, you know what really grinds my gears?
Well, didn't Miney Bayek or whatever the hell Blossom's name is? She started shooting her mouth off a little bit. She wondered why she's not coming back.
A little bit, but not as much as him.
Well, no. When she realized that might ruin her chance to become the host, and guess what? She's not going to be the host.
Well,
you're out of here.
Ken won a lot of money on Jeopardy, so it's just. But I don't think she's bad. I just like Ken Jennings better.
Yeah.
That's all. His personality, I like his personality a little bit better.
Right. what you need to have for that show.
Oh, very much.
And
so.
it's good to see Dempsey. How you doing this Wednesday?
So yeah,
I really know how to shut up a room.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to make sure you're done. I was not wanting to talk over you, but yeah, I mean,
but
the commercial work, video game work, all that stuff's out there. I mean, well, the talk shows. Okay, well, what are you going to do about a talk show? What are you going to be doing on a talk show? You know?
Well, it's the same. You know, you bring up Will Wheaton. It's the same thing about these people leaving Twitter. It's like, okay, you want to do it for your fan base, but it's like, look, I'm leaving Twitter. I don't feel comfortable about it. Well, later, you know, you're going to go to another platform. There's going to be other problems. So what are you guys doing? It's all this stuff is crazy to me, Bear, and it's the same thing with Will Wheaton putting up Anna Sarkeesian, who, you know, it's the same nonsense. A woman who was going after games and for sexualize this and doing that. And it's just, you know, putting her in, what was it, Time about 5-6 years ago, somewhere around there, that she was one of the most influenced people that year in Time or some garbage. Just stupid. You're like, Will, would you ever find a brain on these things? Do you just want to keep being a bitch? You don't have to be. You really don't. But I guess you just keep thinking that's the way that you're, just like Kevin Smith, especially lately. That's the way you think you're just going to keep your fame or getting these jobs or whatever.
So what you're saying is what they need to do, Cash, is this.
Lighten up, Francis.
Yeah, they really do, man. They really do.
I mean, it's not just big trucks little dickmen get involved in. It's stuff like this. Just look at Kevin Smith and Will Wheaton himself. I mean, it's like it's like short man syndrome, except for the private parts.
There's never, people don't need to change like this. You know, it's the same with Seth Rogen. You go down the list and it just keeps happening. Mark Ruffalo does not have to act like this. Jennifer Lawrence doesn't have to act like this with silly stuff. None of this stuff needs to happen, but they just keep doing it. I don't know why. I do not. Why. I guess they think that it's going to get them some kind of attention, and this is the only way they can get attention, which is silly. But whatever.
I know. It's just
people would respect Will Wheaton more, guys, if he came out and said things that were factual and actually said, you know what? I don't know what I was thinking. They can't do this, but I don't know what I was thinking, and I'm going to really try to do better this time. Because
I like to think I like to take things that will never happen for 500, Alex.
That's right. Unfortunately,
note the one important word in there that's destroying Hollywood, and they say they can do.
Yeah,
reality shows.
Yeah.
Reality shows started creeping up when the last strike we had happened.
That's right. And that was what?
Yeah, the last writer strike.
Years ago? Something like that.
Before that, Cash.
Yeah.
Think about how long Survivor's been around and The Amazing Race.
That's true. So what is it? When was the last writer's strike before this? And
about 15 years ago or so?
15. Wow. Yeah, I guess that is about right. So yeah, but doesn't it just seem like every 5 years these people want to go on strike? The industry wants to go on strike.
Yeah, because they're whining and pissing and moaning.
Right.
And the big problem is, I think the big problem is there is so much waste of money and spending.
Yes.
They've hit their cap. They can't go any further. And now everybody is going to suffer for it. And rightly so. From the actors that demand multi-million dollars for their roles to Iger for his 75. Now, don't get me wrong. If the market holds that they can do it, okay, fine. But the market isn't that way. Sports is the same way. Look at how many of these teams have to get basically bailed out by the cities they're in because they say, I can't afford a stadium because of my budget. You have to do it for me. All this other crap.
Right now, Major League Baseball is having to take over broadcasting rights in different regions because Bally Sports can't afford it anymore.
Right.
That's surprise. I mean, I was surprised that they didn't do any they didn't try to do any taxpayer-funded craziness. Was where the Rams and the Chargers play. SoFi, right? Yeah, SoFi. That was all privately funded. Thank goodness. What?
Now, do you guys want me to read the rest of these, or are you ready to move on?
I just gotta take a look there. It's like, okay, so what happens when you break the rules? Yeah, you get free. You can go out there and go free at last, free at last. No, man, it's free at last. If you break the rules, they'll kick you out. You're not.
I love how they always talk about that question. I'm an influencer. It's like
what?
I'll go ahead and read these last ones.
They're funny.
I'm an influencer. Can I promote movies and TV shows? Here's where it gets tricky. Most influencers are non-union and are not subject to any strike rules, but some of them do work under the SAG-AFTRA influencer agreement or may want to someday, and those influencers have been asked not to promote struck work, i.e. movies and TV shows, either to pay or organically. However, if an influencer already has a contract to promote something, the union advises them to fulfill the obligations of the contract. They're also free to influence on any other subject.
Talk about a two-step.
Yeah. The next one is, can I do cosplay? If you're not part of the SAG-AFTRA, go right ahead. Subject to the exception for future union influencers above. If you are in SAG-AFTRA, look in a mirror and ask yourself, am I promoting struck work? Then no. I am an independent producer. Can I get a waiver to keep making my project? Yes. SAG-AFTRA calls for this an intern agreement, and you'd be agreeing to adhere to the final terms or whatever deal the AMPTP reaches with the union. You also have to be truly independent of the AMPTP companies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll be free of the American Motion Picture Association and every other union. Oh, wait a minute, I already am.
Okay, good.
What happens if I break the strike rules? Well, geez, I know I already played it, but I'm going to play it again. If you break the strike rules, guess what, folks? This is an easy one to answer. All right, where did it go? Too many damn clips. I know I've said that plenty of times before.
We have a polished machine here, folks.
You're gone!
Plain and simple.
Right. We're going to talk to you first. We'll tap you on the shoulder, remind you, don't do it again. Well, it reminds me, Stefan First, who played Vera on Babylon 5 and was also Flounder in Animal House. I'm sure everybody in the chat and all that know who he is.
Quality role. Quality
right.
role.
He was contracted and did the Twisted Sisters We're Not Going to Take It No More video. And he had a little part in the video. Finds out afterwards that this was a non-union set, and he's a union worker, and he got fined.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize it was. He said he didn't realize it was a non-union set. He thought, oh, okay, this is going to be a union job because obviously it's a rock band. They're doing videos. It's all under everything. Everything's nice and kosher. Does it, and then gets this little letter saying you're getting fined, Mr. First.
That seems ridiculous.
Well, yeah, that's just it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, starving artist.
Yeah. You know what? I would expect that from a Cardinal fan. Guess what, pal? Your team ain't going any further than my team. We ain't seeing October baseball this year, Whoopa. None of us are. Well, except for maybe Cash.
Dude, I don't want any of my friends' teams to fail. I really don't.
Let them fail.
Now, if Mike was a Giants fan, well, then but he's not.
Secretly, he's an Astros fan. He tries to disguise it by this going out there and saying all these horrible things.
You know what? I think Baron put in a timeout. That's what Baron, you opened the door. You just want
when the Astros were part of the National Leagues, more specifically the National League Central, I used to call them the Houston Assholes because every time the Cubs or any other team faced them, they were assholes. They always came back from behind and won.
You're pushing those buttons, Baron.
He wants me to play a certain clip. He wants me to boot him. I ain't doing it.
Okay.
Not yet, at least.
So far, one boot's happened, and that's been the cash. So
it's for today.
Right. So I think we've talked enough about
the
all
strikes. Yeah, all the good news.
No. We actually do have a good story.
I thought the other ones were good stories.
It wasn't bad. It's just
this is a feel good story.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Now we're going to feel good. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. The actors going to strike make me feel good.
Oh yeah, that could be considered a feel good story too. But this is a positive story. It just shows the benefits of a Nintendo Switch.
There we go. Yeah.
It says from this article of comicbook.com, Nintendo Switch aids FBI in finding missing girl. Let me go ahead and post a link into Kick and Rumble. And for those of you over on Kick and Rumble, don't be afraid to say hello. And for those of you on Rumble, don't be afraid to hit that like button.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Don't listen to him. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article by Mark Deschamps. It was actually posted on the 17th. It says a Nintendo Switch helped the Federal Bureau of Investigation locate a missing 15-year-old girl. The Virginia native went missing in August 2022 and was found 11 days later thanks to joint efforts between the FBI, Nintendo, and the girl's friends and family.
Wow.
Court documents obtained by Arizona's ABC 15 reveal the girl befriended 28-year-old Ethan Roberts online. Roberts is alleged to have traveled from Tulsa, Arizona, to get her before forcing her into child pornography.
Oh.
Roberts allowed the girl to bring her Nintendo Switch with her, and a friend noticed her online status after she'd been reported missing. Goes on to say, for those that have never used a Nintendo Switch, the system notifies users when their friends are online and even what games or apps are being used on the system. The missing girl's friend reported seeing the online status to authorities, who then contacted Nintendo. The video game company was able to provide the FBI the location data used to obtain the girl's IP address. The girl was tracked to Robert's apartment, and the suspect was placed under arrest. The girl's identity has not been reported due to her status as a minor. ABC 15 spoke to retired Arizona DPS director Frank Milstead, who noted that the Nintendo Switch console probably wasn't something that anyone else involved in the search would have thought of.
No.
It's probably nothing that anybody even had thought of at this point, he said Milstead. The fact that somebody else down the road, another child, was bright enough to go, hey, look, my friend is online and she's been missing and I need to tell somebody. Hopefully, other investigators will think to do the same thing in the future. While devices like cell phones are often used to track down missing teens, a video game handheld like the Nintendo Switch might not be the first thing that police and the FBI would think of to use. However, in this case, it may have saved someone's life.
Yeah.
Are you surprised a Nintendo Switch could be used to locate a missing person? No. Because again, they trace the IP address. That IP address led them to the location where she was being held. They rescued her.
Absolutely. Well, it was kind of like the time where Cash said he was going to be sleeping, and we noticed on Steam that he's in the game.
Yeah,
I had the game on, but I passed out. Probably. You can do that on Steam.
No, I mean, we did something similar on Steam, but yeah, I mean, when it comes around to this, obviously, and a lot of these people are catching on not to let them have their phones because phones can be traced. So it's like, okay, yeah, you can have your Switch, and I just hope now the bad guys don't start go in that category. Say no, you can't bring that along now. But yeah, it's fantastic that sometimes it takes outside that box thinking as they sit back. Everyone's focused on doing it this way, and then the kid comes forward going, "Hey, my friend's on her game. Oh, can we track it? Yeah, it says like okay, let's go." And unfortunately, Ethan Roberts was taken
They have
alive.
the screenshot. They have the screenshot. It shows the girl's username. Then Nintendo traced where that came from, just like they did.
Right. And unfortunately, Ethan Roberts did survive the encounter.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the good thing is that she was found and that she is home and she's safe. And
yes,
right. This, we're so busy with other stories. So a nice heartwarming thing like this does a body good and a soul good.
And DJ Ron G says this was reasonable. Reasonable to think that a kid would, put 2 and 2 together and go, wait a minute, she's online. Wait a minute, I got to notify the police, my parents.
Right. Exactly.
So kudos to the kid. Kudos to Nintendo. I know Nintendo gets a lot of flack for some of their policies when it comes to streaming games and everything.
Deserve it, but yes.
But kudos to Nintendo for helping out and finding this girl and the location she was at via the IP address, giving that information to the local police and FBI to rescue this girl.
Right.
Absolutely.
Bravo. And I hope that girl that spot is. I hope she gets some sort of a reward or recognition for this because.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because again, how many people even kids would have thought, "Oh, I see she's on there," and not think anything of it, thinking that it's just Cash fell asleep on his keyboard again.
No, that I don't want that ever to happen.
But,
I make sure that doesn't happen. Nope.
A lot of good.
Yeah, I do remember that incident in San Bernardino and Apple wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Yeah. That happened here, of course. That happened in California. That horrible tragedy is.
So this is a great story, and again, I can't praise them enough for helping out and saving a life.
Very cool.
I just can't.
Right. Bravo.
So, yeah, are you guys ready for a laugh?
Always.
I thought we had one in the previous stories.
Cash already knows about this one. He already knows what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I told him that, and I actually read this article to him yesterday. The way I'm going to do it tonight. So everybody, if you want to laugh, I'll give you a laugh. We've got another article from Bounded in the Comics. And let me just post a link.
She looks like she's passing a jalapeno.
Well, look, Margot Robbie needs a win. Her last few movies that she's been in has bombed. So, yeah.
All right. The link to the article is now in all 3 destinations.
And I know some people in our community want to go see Barbie and judge for themselves, and that's fine.
That's fine. You know what? It's their hard-earned money, and if they want to go see it, let them go see it. It's just like being with Indiana Jones. I wanted to see it for myself.
Me too.
Right. Animos should keep his wand at home, but go ahead and see it, Animos. Just watch what you do with that wand.
Does he want to see the Barbie movie? Probably does. That's fine.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He looks.
Well, we already know because he already told us Sunday that Whoopa wants to see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoopa wants to see it. There's a few other people that want to see this movie. So
I can't wait to hear whether Crit's gonna go see it. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's gonna go see it. You know it.
He might. I don't think so, but that would be pretty funny if he did.
Oh, don't ruin the joke. God.
No, it's just saying.
Cash.
I know, but really, he goes and sees a lot of this stuff. You know, we should try to push him to go see the Barbie movie. We'll do that.
Well, you know who should go see it? Phil McCracken.
Phil should go see Barbie. I don't.
Phil
see
needs
it,
to go see that. Yeah. And his Delaware theater, right next to Brandon Falls. Oh, look who wrote this story too. Oh my! The only person that works for Bounty in the comics, I swear.
John F. Trent.
He's one of the obviously the founders. He was on what was it, a few months ago or something? EBN.
Well,
he was on
he
EBN.
was on Base. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think he goes, "What the hell am I doing here?" No.
We were talking about Star Wars and Andor and stuff, I think. So
Yeah, this Cash guy, he seems to like this Andor. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. I think he's a simp.
Andor's pretty cool, man. I would say it is. It's pretty cool.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But as I always will say, I will always say that you have to, if you don't enjoy Rogue One, you're probably not going to like Andor.
I haven't seen Andor. I'm just picking on you.
I know.
I'm thinking about.
I like to pick on you. You guys pick on me. It's just how things are here on Pop Talk.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to say anything good or bad about Andor because I haven't seen it.
I know, man.
Actually, I think I'm going to sit down and actually see it now because I do have access to the evil mouth star.
All I can tell you, Baron, is that however anybody feels about it, it legitimately has a serious tone that Star Wars to me always needs. But
yeah. So with this article from John F. Trent, which was posted on the 17th, it says Barbie declared a super feminist film by film critic and YouTuber Grace Randolph.
Who's that? I'm serious.
You really don't know who Grace is? Do we need to
you
show
don't know who Grace Randolph is?
I unfortunately know who she is. She can make sense, and then the other times I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I'm glad I don't know.
Do we want to show a picture of her?
No.
Yeah, he'll probably see a picture in this article.
Okay.
Okay, you're not alone, Cash. Darius likes Andor. You're not alone.
Nice, yeah, dude.
Well, join the fan club.
Cash
is the president and sole member right now. He needs more members.
Really not. There's more people that like Andor than I do.
Membership is $4.99. You do get a monthly newsletter that comes with it, and there's an annual that's made every year, a yearly annual.
I don't know, man.
You get your card. You get your card. I am a rebel.
I don't think I qualify, Baron, because I've watched Andor once and I haven't gone back to watch it at all. I've watched it all once and that's it. I liked it, but I'm not gonna go crazy.
So in this first paragraph here for the article, it says the upcoming Barbie film was declared a super feminist film by film critic, scooper, and YouTuber Grace Randolph.
Yeah.
Randolph shared her opinion of the film after viewing the screening at the Warner Brothers Discovery screening room. She tweeted, and I got to prep myself for this.
You can do it.
Oh, I can do it offline just fine. It's doing it live. That's another thing. We're doing it live. All right.
If you've got an issue, here's a tissue.
Come on, don't interrupt me. I fell in mojo. You ruined it, man.
Oh man!
All right. Let me find it again.
Do it again. And 1, 2, 3, go.
He's doing that acting.
Barbie was one of the greatest films I've ever seen. It is super fun, super feminist, and I could watch it on a loop. Randolph added, to see so much of what I think and feel captured in a movie was incredible.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
When asked if a 6-year-old can see the film, Randolph replied, I don't know if they would enjoy it. It's like the Truman Show.
And that's the problem with the movie.
Interestingly, Randolph's comments come in the wake of Margot Robbie confirming the film is for children. In an interview with Extra, Robbie and her co-star Ryan Gosling were asked, "Is this movie for kids or is it not a kids movie?" Robbie responded, "This is such a thing people say when they do press for a movie. They're like, it's for everyone, but it was literally crafted to be for everyone." She continued, like director Greta Gerwig said from the beginning, "This is a big pie and everyone is invited. So in that way, it really is for everyone." And the comedy plays on so many different, the whole movie plays on so many different levels. I mean, so much of it is so silly and absurd and ridiculous. And I think little kids in particular and people who care about, design, things like that are just going to be blown away by Barbie Land. I don't know. I was looking forward to the movie Barbieheimer. How about you guys?
Might work. Yeah.
Because of the
for it.
craftsmanship, because the craftsmanship is so incredible, she explained, and it's all tangible and it's amazing, then there's, some pretty profound conversations happening at the same time. Really? It looks like she's getting fingerprinted and getting ready to be tossed in jail in that picture.
When was Barbie ever put in jail?
Well, because
convict
in
Barbie?
this movie, Barbie's going to the real world for some reason with Ken. So yes.
Then I want to have the convict Barbie come out now with the orange
Okay.
suit and the orange new black outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll approve of that.
Not only do Randolph's comments come in the wake of Robbie confirming the film is made for everyone, including children, despite it featuring a man pretending to be a woman playing Dr. Barbie, but it also comes in the wake of both Robbie and the film's director, Greta Gerwig, confirming the film is feminist. So it's Hollywood double talk.
Yeah, of course.
Speaking with ABC News host Sarah Ferguson, both Robbie and Gerwig were asked in the little that was able to be understood about the film in advance. Clearly, Mattel still talk about it in slightly different terms to you two, but somehow they don't like to call it a feminist film. The actors seem very comfortable talking about it as a feminist film, but somehow it doesn't matter that you talk about it differently. Gerwig answered, "Well, it most certainly is a feminist film." When asked to explain how so, Robbie interjected, "To me, that's like one slice of the pie." Gerwig then said, "Super big slice." Robbie continued, "It's a big slice, but I also wouldn't call it a funny film because that discredits the fact that it's got a lot of heart, it's got a lot of emotion, and it's got a lot of movie references, all kinds of stuff."
So you
Robbie
mean to tell
went-
me that a funny film can't have all that? Like the
of course
Princess
it
Bride?
can.
Yeah,
Like the Princess Bride?
that's right. That to me is those mind games again.
Right.
It can't have this, but it's if it's this way, that's just limiting your film when you talk like that, and it's really
Yeah.
stupid to me.
Right. I mean, look who's talking. A lot of those films which were comedy,
Yep,
but
that
still
had
had
heart to it. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes, it did.
emotion.
Yep.
And
So did I Love You Man. I Love You Man. Has
Big
heart to
Daddy
it
even
also.
had heart
Yes,
and
it does.
emotion.
Yep.
Robbie went on, "I'm like it. It is funny. That is a huge part of it. It is a comedy, but if you just call it a funny film and almost make it sound like it doesn't have a lot going on, and it does. Funny films can still have a lot going on with them."
Yeah.
Yes, they
We
can.
know that.
Yes.
Gerwig then shared, "When we talk about this stuff, it almost sounds silly because you start talking about Barbie and Ken, and then you're having very serious discussion about Barbie and Ken, but it's also a humanist film because it's like the humanity in so far as you can tell it of like Barbie and Ken is what's paramount in the film." Oh, yeah, sometimes I reading these sentences, it's like, All right. I need to save my brain cells.
Okay, let's take a couple steps back here. That has nothing to do with humanism.
Right.
It has nothing to do with humanism. What she's sitting back saying is because the humanity in the film, that can be anything. It can be a religious film. It can be a secular film. It doesn't matter. That is not a humanist thing, you moron. Yes, you can have a humanist doing something like that, but it's not completely under your banner solo.
Yeah.
Enough of that bullshit.
And at the beginning of the movie, Ken is a person with no status in this world. So in this kind of reverse world, that person who has no status is completely untenable, placed long term. Gerwig explained. Oh gosh, shut up.
Yeah.
When Ferguson asserts that Ken is taken from being a cipher into a real thing, Gerwig responds, right, which is, but in that way, it's giving him humanity as it, whereas a doll, as whatever these kind of knots on knots that we have of the world of Barbie. Oh gosh, if you could just speak one.
Look, I hate when people
sentence instead of going,
what
that's
do
one of
we
my
know?
habits I have
Please
to
tell
break
me.
when I'm doing a review is I even go, and then I get mad at myself.
Yeah,
like stop it.
It's easy to say these things, but what do we need to know, Gerwig? What do we need, Gerwig, to know about? No,
Well,
we don't know.
Cass, Baron, chat.
Yeah. Well, all I want to sit back and say is, can I have some Western dressing for that word salad?
Seriously, my gosh.
Serious, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Goes on to say, I also. Go ahead, Baron. Go ahead.
What? I'm just gonna go. What the hell?
I also think I will say just the existence of this film and the way it does is pretty incredible and is pretty. I mean, like when I think of it, this sort of as okay, I can't do this. I can't do this.
You want me to finish it?
Okay, let the chin take care of it.
We're not finishing it.
Oh, okay.
If it's driving
like
me crazy,
like
There you go, mugshot Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I'm rooting for the strike. Not the strikers, not the studios, the strike. Keep on going. Turn it into a reality show. Hey, it's season 4 of the Hollywood strike.
Yeah.
Denise Crosby, what do you got to say? Huh?
Well, we're gonna.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right, he's
He's
broken.
gotta go get killed.
Well, Baron, we will see if this movie makes money this week.
Yeah.
And we will see how Oppenheimer does this week. I think Oppenheimer's going to do well. I don't remember Nolan coming out and saying any of this crazy stuff, considering this is based on a true story. And we did have an Oppenheimer movie a number of years ago. Was it the 70s? I think we had an Oppenheimer movie, 80s, something around there. I remember watching it. It was pretty good. But this one will probably take it will be interesting, and you want a lot of drama. I'm sure there'll be a lot of drama in it, and even with Robert Downey Jr. saying some stupid stuff recently, whatever. It seems to be the direction with a lot of these actors, even him, unfortunately. But it wasn't that bad. It was like, it's stupid, man, but whatever.
Well, basically all his drug abuse gets caught up to him for his brain. So.
Yeah, and I guess he's with some woke woman, it seems like. I guess his wife is. She's kind of woke. I don't know. Or is more than kind of. But look, Margot Robbie, she needs a win. I know I saw Babylon. I can tell people about Babylon. While Babylon can be gross, it can be an also interesting story. But it keeps driving me crazy that Margot Robbie's character was doing this horrible thing to this guy. And he's like, oh, I'm going to stay with you. And then it's like she gets in debt. It's like, cut your losses. And then, you had your friend die in this movie. I will say this, Baron, if you ever decide to try out this movie, yes, it is gloomy, and it's probably based on some truth that things happen. But
Yeah.
I just thought, why is this guy? He loves this woman so much, but yet this woman gets him in so much trouble, and he still stays with her. And I'm like, this guy's an idiot. His friend got killed because they screwed over Toby Maguire's character in this. He was devious and freaky, but they just I don't know why. I just like, this guy's a bitch. Like, why is he doing this? Cut your losses, and then if she dies, she's gonna probably end up dying anyways, which is what happens in the film. But you'll have to see how it all plays out. This is basically a movie, Babylon, about what happened in the 1920s and how crazy things could be, from someone being in the hot box too long and dying to other things. These are things that actually happen, Baron, of course. So, there's some so whenever Crit tells you, oh, it's just the elephant poop, or it's to show you how crazy the 20s are. But what I did not like about this movie is, why can't this man cut his losses? I just thought it was poor writing with certain things. I just, but if you're really interested in watching Babylon, getting past some of the gross stuff, because as I said, they're trying to show things that happened in the 1920s, how crazy it really was back then. But, you get through that. But once again, this movie was a bomb for her, so she needs, she's had a few movies that have not done well recently. She needs to have, this needs to be a success for especially Margot Robbie. Will it be? It might be. I don't know.
Yeah. However, it's not back to doing Australian soap operas.
Right.
But the big thing also comes down to is, like you said, the first week. It's not necessarily the first week. It's going to be what the second week happens.
True.
If it's still going to be strong, because you're going to have people coming out and want to see it. People haven't been following all the BS. They just say, hey, it's a Barbie film. Let's take the kids.
No, there's not. I don't know how many people go out of their way to read Bounding into Comics articles. Maybe more do than I think they do. But, as we always say, things like, Twitter's not really exactly life. It's not real, but a lot of people think it is. And other people said that too. But
wait.
I know, right?
It's not life. It's not real.
I know what sorcery is this?
It's just fantasy.
Fantasy.
Easy come, easy go.
Okay, I'm over it.
High,
but no, Margot Robbie needs a win. Her last few films have bombed, and she definitely needs a win, and we'll see what happens. But
she needs a role that defines her other than Harley Quinn.
Agreed. And I think one of the main reasons that Suicide Squad 2 did not make good money is because it's also on streaming. And I, just like Christopher Nolan, and I have to even agree with Patty Jenkins on this, unfortunately, but I have to. Streaming services have done a lot of damage to the theaters. So I think that's what did damage to the part 1 of Dune. I think that did damage, is because you could watch it on HBO Max or you could watch it in the theater. Well,
I want to see it in the theater.
Me too.
I'd rather see it in the theater. I'd rather that movie make money.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to screen the first one again before the going out to see the second one, but because I can.
Don't blame me there.
But but I want to see it in the theater. I mean, if there's one movie experience I'm going to have this year, it's that.
Yep. Yes, exactly.
I'll crawl out of my bunker. I'll crawl out of my bunker for that.
And I want Dune Part 2 to make good money. I do. I like the first one a lot.
Right. So. But I mean, this double talk though is not going to help this movie.
No, I don't think it is. But it also depends how many people look at her words and pay attention to her words and don't just go, well, I'm going to see it because I want to see it. Well, my feeling is that it should go to this movie should be for all ages. If you're going to make a Barbie film, it should be for all ages. But
I think we got the. Hey, what is Cash on top? Wow, I like that. But we got a very important message down there because we are coming close to that magical moment.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in case you weren't here last week, it's been decided, since I can now stream over on Rumble, that for the first 2 hours, Pop Talk will be on YouTube, Kick, and Rumble. And then for the third hour, it moves exclusively to Rumble. So I will provide you all that link if you would like to follow us over there and hear what we have to say about a couple of other articles.
Yeah. And a little bit more unfiltered if you thought this was bad.
We behaved ourselves. We know how to do that.
Yeah.
Well enough.
But before we leave here, just in case anyone is unable to join us for the continuation of the show, I do want to thank Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000 for being here. Darius Munchausen, thank you for being here. Angry Canadian, thank you for being here. You know, he's the angriest Canadian I've ever met.
I didn't think they got angry up there, but okay.
No, I thought they were all nice. Apparently not. And of course, you know, Darius, I like you, so I'm going to name you twice. Padawannabe, thank you very much. Nerporial Lifeform, Brian, thank you very much. Christian Phantom Geek, good to see you. DJ Ronnie G, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Princess Leia Rose, the princess of YouTube. Old man, thank you very much. Whoopa, whoopa. Lester San Jose, thank you very much. Jet Sparks, thank you very much. David Chen, thank you very much. Matt Cave Gaming, thank you very much. Spock's Friday Nights, Spock on.
Yeah.
Dempsey, good to see you.
Nice. Yep.
Anonymous. Anonymous.
She comes in late and bitches that we're leaving. Okay.
I know.
Well, you know what, Anonymous? Why don't you follow us over to Rumble? I pinned a link to the top.
Yeah.
This show continues over on
Look, man, we told
Rumble.
you got to be careful with playing with your wand, dude, okay? It's dangerous. I don't know how many times we have to tell you, Anonymous. We're trying to be nice.
But before we make our shift, is there anything you guys want to promote?
Let's go into Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
And Cash?
There'll be some surprises this week, but nothing. I'm not going to tell yet. I'm not going to tell.
All right. So for the Kick and YouTube side, all I've got to say is
Autobots, transform and roll out.